Hi, everyone. Dr. Jeff Blocknaren here. So today I'm here to talk with you a little bit about request versus notice as it relates to accommodation letters. So what do I mean when I say that, right? Is it an accommodation request or is it an accommodation notification, right? What does it mean when it's one versus the other, right? And how can we best support each other as faculty colleagues in receiving these accommodation letters, right? So when you get an accommodation letter, um, that really is this incredible piece of the institution coming together in support of student access and faculty success, right? It's an accommodation letter, right? It is to me, I take it, and I'm interested in talking with you. Like, how do you take it? I take it as an accommodation notification. And here's why, right? Is because I'm not a disability counselor, right? That's not my background. My background's in totally different research. Um, and so there is this amazing office on our campus called Services to Students with Disabilities. And they are chock full of disability counselors who are doing the really important work of knowing the disability of a student, knowing the functional limitations of the student, and then assigning accommodations accordingly, right? And as a faculty member, I don't do any of that. Right. I may never know the full details of the student's disability. Even if they share one disability with me, they might have like 12 other disabilities that they didn't share with me. And that's their right to do that. Okay. So I am not really getting to the heart of what their disabilities are, nor is it my job. I am not going through an involved interactive process where I am, really opening up in an interactive process how those disabilities then affect someone in an educational setting. And I'm not assigning accommodations as a faculty member because that's already getting done at SSD. So I want to make sure to kind of open up that process for all of you and my faculty colleagues so that you don't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, right? But when you get that letter, that is really SSD going here. I did do all that, right? As a qualified individual and the designated office on our campus, that already got done. And here was the outcome, right? Now, let's say it says student needs to take all classes. I'm going to just say something really absurd for a second, right? Student needs to take all classes, being able to wear scuba equipment. And you go through the first 2 weeks of classes, and the student never wears scuba equipment, nor would it be, really relevant to the coursework that you're doing. You can and should always talk to our office, right? And go, hey, I noticed student has this accommodation. I wanted to let you know they're not using it. And you could even say, and I think that because I do notice students struggling in this other area, I'm wondering if there's anything that might support student more in the areas that I am noticing a struggle, right? So if this is the first class where students ever given oral presentations, you might see struggles that are new to you and the student, right? Come talk to us. If this is the student's first lab class, they might, let's say they have like hand tremors, right? Maybe there are additional accommodations that could be provided to that student, but only if you as faculty talk with SSD and share what you're seeing, right? Don't, I encourage you, please resist the urge to skip a step and not send that through our office, right? Because at some point the student's not going to be in your class anymore. They're going to be somewhere else, and then that information won't follow them. And you really just don't want um, you don't want to accidentally start assigning accommodations without that whole process I just described, right? Like, let SSD do SSD stuff. We want to do everything we can to let faculty do faculty stuff. However, when you get that letter, that really is SSD going, hey, we did do SSD stuff And here's what we found in a process that as faculty, like we would never have the time or ability to do what SSD does, just like they would never have the time or ability to do what we do as faculty. So I wanted to share with you a little bit more, just kind of about um, the stuff behind the notices and communications that we get, just to kind of help support each other in an understanding that this really is for faculty success and for student success. So if you ever have any questions or you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me anytime. Would love to meet with you. I have faculty drop-in office hours every single week, and I'm available to make appointments, answer your questions by email, or anything else that you need. My email is jessica.narian@csusb.edu. And thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.